I am the Goblin King, and I've got some good news to give you today. I just saw this news scrolling around on the TwitTwat app, not doing much, but keeping my eyes open for some interesting news to give you all. And what do you know? I found what I feel is just the feel-good story of this decade. It seems that yesterday, during her cross-examination, Amber Turd confirmed a rumor that has been going around for the past week or so, and stated that her screen time in Aquaman 2 has, indeed, been significantly cut down in the movie. But wait, that's not all the good that's coming out of this whole thing. That's just the appetizer. Not only did Miss Turd confirm that her screen time in the new movie has been significantly cut down, she also seemed to state that she, in fact, no longer has a contract with Warner Brothers for any more DC films. Now, obviously, she's going to be trying to frame this in a light that makes her look like a victim, right? Which she apparently did, stating multiple times that she had to fight to stay in these movies after she came clean about what she claims Johnny did to her, claiming that Warner had been taking away scenes from her in the midst of the lead-up to the trial that we're currently glued to. If you're new to all of this news and you haven't been following the happenings between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard for the last few years, then this probably doesn't really surprise you. You'd probably, logically, think, yeah, that makes sense. The production company would probably want to distance itself from any source of controversy after all, right? If you're a logical thinking person, then yeah, you'd be absolutely right. However, I must remind you that we don't live in logical times. I invite you to come over here and look at this situation from my angle and see why this might honestly be surprising and more than a little hypocritical at this juncture. After the fallout from the UK trial, which Johnny lost due to a, in my opinion, completely compromised, ignorant, and piece of shit Justice Nichols, Warner Brothers almost immediately and unceremoniously fired Johnny Depp from the most recent Fantastic Beasts movie and replaced him with Mads Mikkelsen. No shade at Mads, he was just taking a role, and he even had the good grace to express regret over the situation, inasmuch as he was able to anyway. Not only did they fire Johnny, and Johnny's got the receipts to prove that this entire situation with Turd was the reason he was let go from both the Fantastic Beast films and the Pirates of the Caribbean films, but they kept Turd on in her role as Mira in Aquaman 2, despite her also being another giant source of controversy over the course of the last couple of years. On the screen here is Exhibit A petition that's been on change.org for at least the last couple of years. Now, up until this trial, if I recall correctly, the petition was sitting at around 1.5 to 2 million signatures. Around there. I know, I was one of the ones who signed it back then. As you can see, it now has well over 4.2 million signatures. For the Exhibit B, might I draw your attention to this wonderful interview that Peter Safran did with Deadline back in July of last year. These quotes themselves are coming from a Hollywood Reporter article. On the interview, Peter Safran told Deadline, and I quote, "I don't think we're ever going to react to honestly pure fan pressure. You got to do what's best for the movie. We felt that if it's James Wan and Jason Momoa, it should be Amber Heard. That's really what it was." He continues, "One is not unaware of what is going on in the Twitterverse, but that doesn't mean you have to react to it or take it as gospel or accede to their wishes. You have to do what's right for the film, and that's really where we landed on it." Now, what Exhibit B really does here is that it showcases A, just how obnoxiously pathetic that WB actually is, and B, it seems to heavily put the lie to Amber's own words on the stand right there. She had to fight to keep her spot in the movies? Just listening to or reading Peter Safran's words there shows that the company had that bitch's back from the word action. Remember that he said this when that petition I just showed still had a couple of million signatures on it. When Deppheads who knew Johnny was telling the truth before this trial were showcasing the various pieces of evidence that backed up Johnny's words and put the lie to Amber's. Warner Brothers fired Johnny and kept Amber because listen and believe all whammons, even when they might be spiteful, manipulative sociopaths. Only now, when the crushing weight of public opinion is on the side of Johnny, is the studio reducing her role in the film and shredding her contract. Now, after some thought, I realize that I agree with the quartering on this. Both Johnny and Amber made mistakes. Now, hear me out before you get your panties in a wad. Amber's was abusing a flawed but decent man and thinking she could get away with it. Johnny's mistake was marrying that rancid cunt in the first place. What really boggles my mind is how that bitch still has dumbasses that will simp for her like this. Yeah, it must be absolutely exhausting making all those trips to the future to use a makeup palette that doesn't exist yet to cover up all those injuries that were miraculously gone the next day. Wait, I'm sorry guys, I misspelled fake. I meant fake all those injuries. So, yeah, I do believe those are all the thoughts I have on this tale right about now. As I said, great news, even if it's 2 years too damn late. As always, these are my thoughts and opinions. You can't have them. I'm only letting you borrow them. However, I am always willing to accept your thoughts and opinions when you give them to me in that handy section down below. While you're down there, maybe you could let me know who WB is filleting now that they're done gobbling down Amber. I think it's Discovery, but I can't be sure. If you like my stupid opinions, you can get a lot more of them if you join my big green horde by crushing those like and subscribe buttons. Like a goblin. I'll see you all tomorrow to roast some more pop culture morons and an actually fun anime. See you then. Lates.